playground. Hi, friends! Welcome to Paigey's Playground. Today, we're reading a book that's all about friendship. Are you ready to read The Socks of Friendship? Let's go!
The Socks of Friendship from Little Hippo Books, illustrated by Angelika Scudamore. It was the start of the Forest Camp Fun Day, and Mark was the first to arrive. He looked around nervously. "Dad, please, can you wait with me? I'm feeling shy," asked Mark. "I don't know anyone here."
"That's the point," said his dad. "You are here to make new friends."
"But making friends is hard," said Mark.
"You just need to find something you both like," explained his dad.
Sarah and Sherry were dropped off next, followed by Kenny. They waited nervously, not looking at one another. Next came Jamal, who waited in the car until everyone was there. Finally, Maria arrived in style. Miss Johnson, the camp leader, ticked their names off the register. "Everyone is here," smiled Miss Johnson. "Follow me, children. We are going to start our fun day with a game of soccer.
Now you just need to put on these sports socks and bibs,"
said Miss Johnson.
"and then we can start the game."
Mark looked down at the clothes he had been given. A red bib, one yellow sock, and one blue sock. All the children had a red bib and a pair of mismatched socks.
"Sorry about the socks," said Miss Johnson. "I had no time to sort the laundry before you arrived. You'll just have to sort them out yourselves."
But there was no time to swap socks because just then Miss Johnson blew the whistle and the soccer game began. The children pulled on their odd socks and red bibs and ran out onto the field. "I love soccer," said Sherry, passing the ball to Mark. "Me too," beamed Mark. "And," said Sherry, "we both have one blue sock. That must be the liking soccer sock," laughed Mark. He felt better already. His dad was right. Making friends was easy once you found a shared interest. After soccer, it was time for the next activity, painting.
"You can change out of your soccer socks now,"
said Miss Johnson. The children looked at each other, and Sherry said, "I think we'll keep them on for a while." Maria and Sarah stood next to each other at their easels. "Wow," said Sarah. "I love the dragon you've painted. It's amazing." "Thanks," said Maria. "Painting is my favorite hobby." "Me too," said Sarah. "I love your tiger," said Maria. "It's really good." "Thank you," said Sarah. Then she started giggling. "Look, we both love painting, and we both have one orange sock. Orange must be the painting sock," said Maria. After painting, it was time for a drink and a snack. Kenny finished his apple and then started to climb a tree. Sherry watched him for a minute as she finished her orange. Then she too started climbing. "You love climbing trees too," said Kenny. "I do," said Sherry. They looked down past their feet to the ground. "And look," said Kenny. "We both have one red sock, the tree climbing sock." After they had all finished their snack, it was time for some swimming fun. Some of the children were a bit nervous about the water, but Jamal and Kenny were strong swimmers, and they helped the others. As they changed back into their clothes, Kenny asked Jamal, "Do you love swimming too?" "Yes," said Jamal. "It's my favorite sport." They pulled on their mismatched socks. "One pink sock each," they laughed. "It must be the swimming sock." Swimming had given everyone an appetite, and they were happy to sit down for lunch.
"I'm happy to see you are all making friends," said Miss Johnson. "But you can take those mismatched socks off now."
"But the socks are helping us to make friends," laughed Sherry. "Yes," agreed Maria. The Socks of Friendship. There was quiet time after lunch, so Mark and Sarah sat down and each pulled a book out of their bags. You love reading too? Asked Mark. I do, said Sarah. It's my favorite way to relax. They both looked down at their socks and smiled. Yellow socks, said Mark. Must be the reading socks, said Sarah. Singing was the final activity of the day before the end of the day party. Singing? Yes, said Jamal. I love singing. Me too, sang Maria. Don't tell me, laughed Miss Johnson, looking down at their feet. Jamal and Maria each had one green sock. Green socks for singing? Jamal and Maria were laughing too much, so they just nodded. I was worried when I arrived this morning, said Mark. I was worried it would be hard to make friends. Me too, said Sarah. The other children all nodded in agreement. But it's been easy, said Mark. All we needed was to find our shared interest. And our shared socks, laughed Sarah. So does this mean you'll be keeping your mismatched socks on for the party? Asked Miss Johnson. Of course, laughed all the children as the music started. You can't have a party without the socks of friendship.
Wow, that was such a great book. Thank you so much for reading with me today. I'll see you next time.
Paigey's Playground.